All right, Geometry Geniuses, as you can see, there were a few problems with the way this problem shows up. So I've made the corrections so that we can go through it. And it says, what is the perimeter of a triangle whose vertices are at J, -2, 1, K, 4, 3, and L, -2, -5. Now, they don't give us a coordinate graph. I like to go ahead and sketch them out because I think it can save me some work sometimes. All right, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to just plot these points. J is at left 2, up 1. So this is going to be point J. And it's at left 2, up 1. All right, point K, I go right 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 3, 1, 2, 3. That's going to be point K, and it is at 4, 3. And then finally, point L, I go left 2, and then down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is point L. -2, 5. All right, then I'm going to use my little line tool over here, and I'm just going to connect these. Now, I know that they're asking me for the perimeter. Well, remember, perimeter is the distance around. So in order to find the perimeter, I have to know the length of each side. Now, when I take a closer look at this, I notice that I can just count up. I can just count up the length of side JL. I can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is right on the graph, and so I can just count that up. So I'm in good shape there. Where I start to run into a problem is with JK and KL because those don't line up with the graph. So I know I'm going to have to use the distance formula to find the length of those sides. So for starters, I'm going to find the length of JK. And I know that the points are -2, 1 and 4, 3. All right, I'm going to call this one X1, Y1. This one is X2, Y2. And I'm going to plug those into my distance formula. So Y2 minus Y1 squared plus X2 minus X1 squared. All right, then I am going to do what's inside the parentheses. So 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 minus -2, that's the same as saying 4 plus 2, so I get 6. And 6 squared is 36. So I know that the length of that side is going to be the square root of 40. And I'm looking for a decimal value here. So I'm going to say second square root 40. And I get 6.3. I'm just rounding to one decimal place here. Okay. So that tells me that this side JK is about 6.3 units long. So that only leaves one side left to find. So let's go ahead and do that. I want to find the length of LK. My points are -2, 5 and 4, 3. So for this, I'm going to call this one X1 and this one Y1. This is like a whole new part of the problem now. I'm going to call this X2 and this Y2. And I'm just going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to plug it into my distance formula, which the distance formula is Y2 minus Y1 squared plus X2 minus X1 squared. And then remember, you take the square root of whatever you get there. So let's go ahead and plug those in. Y2 is 3. Y1 is 5. Let's see here. X2 is 4, and this is where it gets a little confusing. The formula tells me to subtract, and then X1 is -2. Okay? So just don't let that throw you off. So now I've got 3 minus 5 is -2. -2 times -2 is +4 when I square it. 4 minus -2, that's the same as saying 4 plus 2. That gives me 6, and 6 squared is 36. Hey, what do you know? I end up with the same answer, don't I? Let me move this out of the way. 6.3. So now to find the perimeter of this triangle, I'm just going to add all three of those together. So let me do that. I'm going to say 6 plus 6.3 plus 6.3, and that's going to give me a perimeter of about 18.6, so about 19 if I were rounding to a whole number. All right, I hope that helps.